Hello, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about Biden maybe canceling the Winter Olympics. My goodness, we have gone off the deep end, and it proves Donald Trump's point about how wokeness is basically akin to being losers. Everything is racist, xenophobic, it's horrible, horrible. So in that essence, how do you do anything? Christmas is bad, the Olympics is bad, every holiday is bad. These are your Democrat people saying these things. And we gotta say, if they actually go through with this, the only people they will be hurting are the people that are competing from the United States. China gets a free pass. You're actually patting them on the back. You're giving some of our opponents a free ride. You're deciding for the competitors that they already lost. No gold medal for you, sir, ma'am. You can practice for years and go to these Olympics and go and compete for the United States and win medals from them. That would probably be more of a penalty to Beijing. But ironically enough, Biden would probably think it's a good idea to pull our athletes out of competition. Just like everything else, it's unsafe. It's not okay. These are Democrats being what they're being. This is no more, no less what they are. They are a bunch of basically fun killers. They don't want you to go out living because that would mess up the environment. They don't want you to go to the Olympics Games because China's bad. They don't want you to celebrate this and this and this because it's so horrible for the turkeys and it's so horrible for this and it's so horrible for that. We all would just live in mud huts doing absolutely nothing if it were up to the Democrats at this point. So what do? We just cancel the Winter Olympics and just decide that their people win? Out of all the years that your NBA players have been sold shoes from sweatshops over in China, now is the time to have a problem. And again, the only people you're hurting is the competitors. You're not hurting China. You're giving them a free ride. If you really want to do something about it, send warships off the outskirts of the islands they've been taking. Tell me that wouldn't send a message. No, that won't send a message. We have to penalize our own combatants in the Olympic Games. That's, oh my goodness. Out of all the asinine ideas that you could come up with, you penalize yourself for somebody else's slavery issues? You mean you, as a politician, couldn't get something done well ahead of time? Joe, you've had your whole entire lifespan, which is pretty damn old, to go out there and put an end to Chinese little kid manufacturing. But you didn't do that. No one did. No one put an end to this kind of stuff. And matter of fact, many businesses left American shores because they were getting overtaxed, and you forced them into doing the same thing the Chinese people are doing to their children. Child labor laws are in effect in the United States, but a company from the United States can go over to China and use child labor and send the stuff back to us. And do it for cheaper than being in the United States because the taxation rate is lower and you're having to pay workers way less. But it's really funny how Joe can just decide that our group can just not go. What does the official Olympics Committee think, the United States Olympic Committee think of this decision? Is anyone asking that question? No, of course the media is not saying what they think of it because they think it should go on. You shouldn't penalize the actual people that have been training for years on end to be in these competitions. This is a failure by politicians, not by people that are actually competing against these people. You want to hurt them in their pockets. Win all their gold medals. Make sure they don't win any. Hitler was outright outraged knowing that the United States kept smoking his perfect people. Did we draw out then from the Olympics? No, we did not. We made a fool out of Hitler. The Biden administration, in their infinite wisdom, believes it's a good idea to penalize the people that are going there to compete against them. This doesn't penalize China. So what? Everybody in the Winter Olympics is not going to go. Every country in the world is going to decide China's bad, we're not going to go. So the only people that show up is them, and they win all the gold medals. And tell me if that's not saying something to the rest of the world. How much control China has over the rest of the world. We don't condone children working at sweatshops, working for pennies an hour, while people over in the United States buy the shoes, buy the shirts, buy the outfits and the plastics. We don't think that's okay. But simultaneously, we have people in the United States talking about basketball is akin to slavery, football is akin to slavery, and those people that are talking about slavery are buying shoes from where? China. And they have the audacity to talk about slavery. You are investing in it. How much do you want to bet China has some type of outfit on Joe Biden? Tell me he doesn't have clothes made from China. Tell me he doesn't have shoes made from those sweatshops in China, because just about in every home you can find at least one or two items that were made in that fashion. The hypocritical nature of the Democrat Party is on full display here. Not only that, but their brilliance in how to hurt the American public rather than hurting their opponents. It's the same thing as always. We need a border. They want to let everybody in. People are having to get shots, but people that come in don't have to. Americans have to scrimp and save and be taxed and save some more, and hopefully one day they can buy a home at bare minimum with two people working full-time. But somebody from the border can come in and get actual money and live their life here as if they were brought in with loving arms. This is the Democrat Party at full display, showing how an American is less important than the actual situation. Another country benefits while we lose out. Now, why is that? How come our government is penalizing its own people? Maybe figure out something that's going to penalize China, that's going to penalize Beijing. Because you just pulling out of the Olympics is asinine on its face. You hurt the American public because they're not going to be invested in this Olympics if their people aren't in it. And I get it. The ratings will probably be less for this Olympics than any other because the United States and all the people that would be watching it probably won't be watching it. But what if they're wrong and everybody tunes in and it's the best ever and they're happy that the United States is out? You have done nothing but hurt the people that are going to be competing in it. And it's asinine on its face to believe that this is going to hurt them in any way, shape, or form. In America, do the news outlets worry about ratings while they constantly bash Trump? No, they don't. They're getting paid on the side for that type of advertising against a political opponent. China will make this work for them. We have Biden jumping around in his geriatric wheelchair, acting as if he knows what he's doing. And unfortunately, for all of us and for the people who are going to be competing, hopefully, in the Winter Games, hopefully they'll be able to compete, and hopefully there can be something done about it. Because the human rights atrocities that have been going on over there have been going on over there, and that's a good thing. Because we don't want it to be over here. We don't want it to be around the world globally. But this is why we fight communism. This is why we fight socialism, because these groups will allow this to go on. Child labor, enslavement, indentured servant type situations all across the board. And we're saying that we don't want to do it anymore, is what we're saying. Because we've been doing it for well over almost 20 years now. And now is the time to step up and say something? Why didn't anything happen in the Bill Clinton era against those type of policies over in China? We knew it then. How come in the Obama era we couldn't get anything done? And don't tell me it's, we got Joe Biden all of a sudden. Joe Biden is giving more to illegal immigrants than he is to his actual American people. So we can't say that he's looking out for the betterment of America. He's looking out for the betterment of China if he's keeping the American competitors out. We go back to the old phrase, Beijing Biden. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful afternoon, a good morning, a good night, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that around here. Also, hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, you might have a little bit of problem getting to see our videos. God bless each and every one of you. See ya.